All right, here we go. Just the key. Accuracy is best defined as how close a measurement is to the target value. A smallest increment would be precision, right? I could use this again, this AC, just ask you something different. The range of acceptable values, what do we call that? That would be your tolerance. So if you want to write that down, this is tolerance. The smallest increment is your precision. So you can actually, if you go through this, you review all of that. Which scenario best describes the tolerance? The markings on a ruler are 2 centimeters apart. That would be your precision, right? This is your precision. The voltage on a refrigerator can be between 110 and 120. The fact that there's like a min and a max, that you can be in between, that is tolerance. Margin of error would be uncertainty. Okay. The target measurement is 115, while the voltmeter measured 120. This has to do with accuracy, right? This is inaccurate. Something went wrong that the measurement isn't close to the target. Okay, so that's different. A company produces bags of flour. The tolerance is 2.5 kilograms plus or minus half of 0.5 kilograms. What is the maximum a bag may weigh? The idea is that you figure out that half of 0.5 is 0.25. And so the max is just 2.5 plus this. So this is the maximum it may weigh. Okay? So you get a mark for that. I would say all or nothing. Make sure you have units. A restaurant offers chicken thighs at the following temperature. State the minimum internal temperature the chicken may have. Some of you are like, what's wrong? This question may be wrong. No, it's not. This is your nominal, right? That's our target. But it is also the minimum. And if you don't know, just go minus whatever is minusing here. So it's 165. Okay, so all or nothing for that one. A sports drink manufacturer produces bottles with a volume and its tolerance as described below. Okay, I want the maximum, the minimum, and the tolerance. So for A, I just go this plus that to get the max, this minus that, right, to get the min, and here the tolerance is 0.4. Okay. So 1 mark for each, and obviously if you get A and B wrong, you get -2, right? But if I see you subtracting these two values, you still get the 1 mark for tolerance. Okay, so this page is worth 7 marks. Okay. Backside, state the nominal. If the nominal is midway between the max and the min. So right, this is max, this is our tolerance. So the nominal in this case is this, and not 0.02, right? This is the nominal. So you get 2 marks for this question. I would say if you show me that you're doing this, you get a mark already. And then if you actually do this correctly, you get another mark. So if you did not put the brackets around, or if you don't first add and then divide, you're going to get the wrong final answer. Next, medication needs to be stored at a minimum temperature of 4 and maximum of 18. So you have the idea that this is what is being said, okay? This is the format of the tolerance. So we want to state that tolerance in this form. You want to translate that. And the last 2 days, that's what we've been trying to do. So given this, you fill in the max, the min, that's already given. The tolerance is 12. And the nominal, guess what? The nominal is simply adding these two and dividing it by 2, so that's 11. Okay? Once you have these 4 items, you can go ahead and rewrite it in this format. This is really what I wanted ultimately. So 11 is your nominal, right? We match that, plus or minus half of whatever the tolerance is that we've determined, which is 12.
18 minus 4 is 14.
That was an evil laugh. That was an evil laugh if there ever was one. So is that the only mistake? Thank you. You gotta take it. You gotta own it. If you make a mistake, own it. Thank you for that. Did I get this right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So you get 2 marks for this because whether or not you show me this in this order, in that fashion, I'm not going to tell you have to do it. But these 4, if you can extract them, and they can be extracted from any of the formats. Once you have that, that's like your recipe to just put the puzzle together, right? You just take the pieces and match it the format that you want to translate it to, right? So 2 marks for that. You decide how many you get there. So for example, how many marks do you think you would have lost if you went 18 minus 4 is 12? Half a mark. Because you're showing us, right? You clearly understand what's happening. You probably typed it in wrong. But if you just went tolerance is 12 like this without work, then you lose a full mark. That's why I'd always encourage you to show your work. State the tolerance in this form. So based on this, already did the work. Nominal is 11, and obviously this is 14 here, right? I made a mistake earlier. Okay, so minus 0 plus 14, like whatever the tolerance is. So you got a mark for this question here. Next, I wasn't sure if this was fair because I don't know how many of you worked in construction or ever mixed concrete, but I was hoping, that's why I kind of gave you a little bit of a hint here. But you're mixing concrete, explain why tolerance is important in this case. So I would say something like this: if you mix too much, so talk about what happens if you put too much in there. It may be too runny and it will not be usable, like the concrete will not cure, right? Like it's just, and it's not going to be strong enough. You can talk about something like that. If you don't mix enough water, the ingredients may not mix properly, right? Like the sand is just going to be all crumbly and whatnot. And if you've never mixed concrete, just try something when you get something like this, because the province has done something with cooking. I mean, most of you do know what dough is, right? So this could have been like, why is tolerance important when mixing dough? Like when mixing the ingredients that you need to make the dough. Well, if you put too much flour, right, there's a problem there. Or let's say you're talking about what's the yeast? If you put too much yeast, and it's just gonna be all over the place. If you don't put enough, it's not gonna mix properly into your dough, right? So things like that. Just talk about that and try to be specific if at all possible. So this page is worth 6. The front is worth 7. So that gives us a total of 13. So make sure your name and last name is on there. And I will collect it and record it.